Former President Donald Trump said if he runs for president in 2024, then he could jump into the GOP nomination race and tap a running mate, right after the midterm elections next year. President Trump is teasing the idea of making a political comeback in the 2024 presidential election. President Trump said Wednesday on The Dan Bongino Show, "I am giving it the most serious consideration, as you can imagine. If you do it, I think probably the most appropriate time would be right after the 22 election." Then he said, "That's my opinion. Could do it sooner, but I think right after the election would be good, especially if you have a good election. Now, I am not sure if you didn't have a good election, I'm not sure that wouldn't be good, also, if you want to know the truth." In the interview, Mr. Trump said Biden has made a mess of the United States-Mexico border and the administration's push to raise the corporate tax will send companies fleeing to more tax-friendly nations. President Trump said Mr. Biden is getting the credit for the work he did to pave the way for COVID-19 vaccines. President Trump said the United States probably would have never had a vaccine if it were not for his leadership, and he said the rollout of the vaccines was delayed to hurt his election chances. As for his latest poll numbers, Mr. Trump said, "No one has seen anything more positive," and he's staying politically engaged as GOP candidates seek out his endorsement. He said, "Everyone comes, and they all want the endorsement more than they have ever wanted an endorsement. It has never been an endorsement that meant so much, which is an honor to me, and it is very important. It means victory, it is the difference between whether they win, or they lose." House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy said Tuesday Republicans are confident they will flip control of the House in the midterm elections next year. Mr. McCarthy told reporters in Orlando, Florida, "We believe Republicans will take the House in 2022. The California Republican forecasted a similar outcome before the 2020 election, predicting former President Trump would win re-election and the GOP would regain control of the House." Kevin McCarthy said Tuesday, "The agenda Joe Biden has pushed in the first 100 days of his administration has helped put Republicans in the driver's seat, particularly on immigration and the United States-Mexico border." He said, "President Biden created a crisis on our border. He's denied that it is even a crisis." Kevin McCarthy said Joe Biden and Vice President Harris should visit the southern border, adding that most members of the House GOP conference have made the trip. The comments came on the closing day of the GOP's three-day retreat in Orlando, where House Republicans gathered to hone their message, craft policy plans and unify rank-and-file members ahead of the 2022 election. Mr. McCarthy's remarks served as a rebuttal of sorts to Biden's scheduled address Wednesday to a joint session of Congress. Kevin McCarthy said of the president, "I don't know what to expect. If I go based upon his first 90-some days in office, I think he would propose a couple trillion more dollars, and a lot more in taxes." He said Biden thus far has made various missteps, particularly his decision to revoke the permit for the Keystone XL oil pipeline, and that his worldview is emboldening China, Russia and Iran.